Hi there Virgo, welcome back to Wild Lotus Tarot. This is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for June 1st to the 7th. This week we've got some oracle cards for you in the position of your recent past or what you're transitioning through now. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Crystals, which is the Ace of Pentacles. Current or focus energies, we have the Queen of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune. Haven't seen that major arcana for a little while actually. And then the result, we're coming in towards the end of the week, we've got the Star and Strength. Seeing a lot of major arcana in the readings at the moment, guys. You've probably heard me say it a million times before, but generally the more major arcana, the more tied to the big themes of life, the more potent the situation or the more significant in our lives. So yeah, I mean, we think we're all just in a big state of transition at the moment with the energies that are going on. So just as an overview, you know, we really see you breaking a cycle this week, or you know, around this time, leaving maybe a state of lack, you know, a state of scarcity. If you have been through some kind of hardship, especially to do with your resources, your finances, home, that sort of thing, it's coming to an end. There are new opportunities on the way. The wheel wants to turn, and you've got the Star. There's rebirth, there's renewal, there's victory in this reading. So it's pretty exciting, Virgo. So let's go to your oracle cards first, and then we'll read the tarot. So the first one here from the Yogic Path deck is Pitta. So Pitta is the fiery dosha. So it's all about, you know, having some fire to your earthy self this week, Virgo. So it's about being powerful, it's about being strong-willed, and you know, you've got the energy of strength here as well. So I really think this is about being in your power, you know, standing up for yourself, setting goals, being determined, and just being in quite a maybe an action-oriented energy this week under that fire energy. Interestingly, we don't have any other wands here, but yeah, definitely it's all about sort of action and forward movement. And we have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So we really have a sense here that there is a cycle completing, and that you have the opportunity to break a pattern that may have been playing out, let's say, repeatedly in your life, or maybe even throughout your family history or past lives if you believe in that. So that could look like, you know, attracting the same kind of partners and relationships, and then, you know, having the same struggles within those. You know, the same could be said about, you know, the workplace, maybe attracting situations where it doesn't work out, that you somehow get, you know, undermined, or, you know, you're not in your power. There's lots of different ways that we can recreate cycles and patterns in our lives. Maybe a cycle of, you know, that self-fulfilling prophecy that we're not enough, that we sabotage ourselves or our opportunities. Either way, you know, this is the energy this week to end that, because you've got the healing, you've got the rebirth, you've got the Wheel of Fortune on your side that wants to shift that luck, that wants to turn that wheel for you. And we have the end of hardship here. So it's all lined up. The energy is there for releasing that. So let's go to your recent past, or what you're journeying through now on the tail end. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Crystals, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So some of you may have been through hardship. I mean, of course, haven't we all, you know, at times, but more recently, some of you may have been through hardship. Now, Five of Pentacles can look like the loss of a job, the loss or scarcity of financial resources, having to move out of a home, some sense of our stability or security being taken from us. So of course that can extend to relationship as well. But there's the sense in the Five of Pentacles that these people here, which obviously signifies you because it's your reading, are stuck in a state of lack or scarcity. And isn't it amazing how when we're in that reality that we seem to attract more of it, and it seems to kind of perpetuate, right? And these people here are so sort of caught up in that sense of misery or lack that they don't notice that they're passing the church, the Hierophant, where they could potentially go and get some of those things that they really require in that moment, the food, the warmth, the shelter, but they don't see it because they're consumed by their own misery. So there is a need here to look at the bigger picture, because it's through looking at the bigger picture that we start to connect the dots, to see the way forward, to see the patterns of the chain, the links in the chain that we actually do want to break. And there is a sense here of potentially being disconnected from spirituality, from that Hierophant, You know, and sometimes it's when we're disconnected from that we really are, you know, we're just not living in unity consciousness. You know, we really feel like it's us against the world, and that can breed that victim mentality or that feeling of being hard done by. This is a 5, guys. In tarot, 5 is the number of conflict. It's also the number of change. So I always say when I see a 5, it's that change that transmutes the conflict. We've got one of the biggest cards of change, the Wheel of Fortune, in the spread. So it's definitely on its way out. This energy is the end of this particular energy, especially when coupled with the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is the new opportunity that's coming into to fulfill the sense of, to override the sense of lack that you might be feeling. So the Ace of Pentacles is seeds of new stability, new opportunity, potentially new ways to make your income, an increase in financial assets, an opportunity of a new home, new stability coming into your life. But we need to keep in mind that aces are number 1 in each set of the tarot. So they're the seeds. And like any seed, when we put it in the soil, we can't just walk away and leave it. We need to nurture it, love it, give it the right ingredients. So if that's a new relationship, that would be tending to it, you know, catching up regularly with that person, looking out for their needs, listening actively. If you're looking for, you know, work opportunities or a new opportunity presents itself, it's, you know, doing your homework, maybe doing an online course to upskill an area you might be lacking, following it through, calling the right people. So we need to take the action in order to grow and expand it, because it's basically saying, look, here's the seed, the universe is giving you that as a divine gift. Now what are you going to do with it? That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling here with that. But it really has the potential to fill whatever it is that you've been looking for, or whatever, to help you overcome that sense of instability that you might have been feeling. Current or focus energies this week. Here we go. Wheel of Fortune. Now that came out, that was the clarifier, sorry, for the Queen of Cups and the Lovers. So double major arcana in your focus energies this week, guys. So look, the Wheel of Fortune, as I mentioned before, is one of the biggest cards of change. It is often associated with a karmic cycle ending, i.e. breaking the chain. It's all over this reading. Whatever this repeated cycle, and yet it may have repeated twice, it may have been a whole lifetime pattern, it's saying that you've learned what you needed to from that now, and it really is time to break that chain and to not repeat that pattern. However, there might be a big decision required in order for you to let that wheel turn, because we have the Lovers here. Now the Lovers can indicate that this is to do with a twin flame or soulmate energy, or a strong partnership. Could be a business partner, a colleague as well, someone that you feel that really, you know, deep connection with. But before the Lovers was a card just of love in the tarot, it was one of the biggest cards of decision making, especially around matters of the heart. So I really feel that there might be a big decision that you need to make in order to turn this wheel, and that could be moving away from something that you know, has held you in that place of scarcity or lack, or is going to help you break that cycle, break that chain. And we have that with the Queen of Cups as well. Now the Queen of Cups is somebody who is moving into a greater sense of stability, security, emotional intelligence and awareness. So this is kind of where you're moving, and you're being asked to evoke her energy this week to help you through this. And that can look like you know, being emotionally stable, or trying to sort of keep your emotions a little bit under wraps. I mean, the Queen of Cups is deeply emotional. She's deeply connected and intuitive and empathetic, but she doesn't allow her emotions to control her. That's why she keeps them in this cup here. So that means she's not reacting when she gets triggered. Like, we all get triggered, but it's what we do with that. Or it's whether we, you know, react and retaliate, or whether we just kind of go, okay, this feeling is arising in me. You know, what does it actually mean? What's it attached? What story is it attached to? You know, what chain is it attached to that I need to let go of? So she keeps her emotions in this gilded cup, and she decides when she lets them out and when she processes them, because she has a sense of mastery. That's what keeps her grounded and unshakable in life. Even when things get a bit, you know, even when she's got one foot in the watery emotions of life, she can keep stable and secure and unshakable. And that's often, you know, how we need to be when we're going through deep change and big decisions. in our lives. So the Wheel of Fortune, guys, wants to turn, wants to change your luck, wants to shift things up. It has been said to have a 10-year energy. You could be breaking the chain of a 10-year cycle. It's also been said that when it shifts and the decisions that you make is going to have an impact on your next 10-year cycle, your next decade, and we've just started a new decade as well, so it's really, really powerful. I saw the Wheel of Fortune a lot towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and then it kind of didn't come into readings for a while, and yours is the first one that I've seen it in again. So yeah, it's a really beautiful energy. It often, I don't know if I said it before or not, but links to karmic completion. So you might be feeling that. And that can be the end of a karmic cycle, whether it's the end of that lesson that you're learning. It's saying that it is time to move on to new lessons now, to new chapters, and to be reborn, like the star energy. So coming in towards the end of the week, or across this time, timing's fluid, guys. We've got the Star, Strength, and the Six of Wands, so more massive energies. This week's readings have all been about lots of major arcana and big energies. Right, for a start here, the Six of Wands shows somebody who's riding out of a darker time, out of hardship, with the head held high in new esteem and confidence, and is riding forward into that new chapter. So it's a card of victory. So we've got two number 6s in this reading. It's a card of moving into a greater sense of harmony, joy, and healing in your life. And you're really being asked this week to have the strength and courage to leave those situations, to make those right decisions for yourself that are going to help lead you into the next part of your life. The Strength card can say, well, look, hey, what inner demons, what part of myself do I need to bring under control as well in order to move forward? And that's what that Queen of Cups can help you do. She can help soothe those energies in you, those energies that might be the parts that get reactive or triggered. It can indicate that sometimes we need to bring our egoic mind under control and connect with the higher self, and that's what brings us into balance. That can also be the energy of strength. But it's saying that strength is on your side this week to make that big decision, to leave that hardship behind, to break that cycle once and for all. And if you do, Virgo, you'll be reborn. The Star is a card of healing, recalibration, renewal, and rebirth. So it's a beautiful card. And it says, look, when you do release something, whether it's an identity, a relationship, a job, whatever, there is a sense of vulnerability and there is a sense of loss sometimes. But that does pass. This too shall pass. Everything does. But we just need to remain grounded, heal ourselves, heal our energy, take the time out that we need. And, you will rise up. This is the card of rebirth. It is also the card of divine wish fulfillment. So I ask you, well, you've left something behind that doesn't align. What do you want now? Dream big. Manifest your desires, because the energy is there for that as well. And again, just that little nod to, tapping into that Pitta energy this week to take that inspired action. I was wrong before. We do have a wand in this reading. It was hiding behind the star. Take that wand of action and run with it. Tune into that fire energy. This is about, sowing new seeds with that Ace of Pentacles, and now taking the fiery, enthusiastic, energetic, inspired action with that Ace of Wands to ride forward to your new rebirth and divine wish fulfillment. Virgo, it's perfect. It's just perfect. It always is. I'm going to leave it there because I think it feels complete. So I really hope you enjoyed the reading, Virgo, and I wish you all the best with it this week. Do keep in mind that I'm reading for a collective, so it won't always resonate, and if it doesn't, it just means it's not your reading this week, so don't make it fit. Feel free to leave me a comment. I read them all, and I do try and respond to them all as well, and it helps me get to know you guys and connect with your energies. I'll be back here next week for another weekly reading. I also have the June love readings up on my channel, so you may want to check those out as well. Thanks, Virgo.